Hello, namaskar. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. Welcome to Map and Sites. In the previous 4 classes, we have covered many topics regarding the regions that are in the news. Today, we are going to cover these many topics that are important from the perspective of your UPSC Prelims examination. The PDF will be made available on my Telegram channel, that is by the name of Pooja Dwivedi UPSC. If you have any questions regarding UPSC, you can connect with me on my Instagram as well and follow me on Threads as well. Moving on. Let's try to solve the last question that I asked you together. By the end of this particular class, I will take the names of those who have answered this question correctly in the comment segment. Arrange the following important ports from west to east, from here to there, like this. Gwadar, Manama, Dakma. Of course, to answer such questions, you must be aware of the locations of the regions and of course where these ports are situated. Manama is in Bahrain, Dakma is in Oman and Gwadar is in Pakistan. So the correct answer will be, you can solve it with the help of this particular map. Now, as you see, Manama is in Bahrain, okay. Then we have port of Dakma, that is in Oman, and finally Gwadar in Pakistan, which is also a very important part of the CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And Saudi Arabia has recently decided to invest in the Gwadar port. That is why it is important for us to know about that. So, looking at that, we will understand it from this perspective only. First, we will have Manama from Bahrain. Then we will have Dakma from Oman and finally Gwadar from Pakistan. 2, 3, 1. Option C will be the correct answer. By the end of this particular class, you will know your name if you have answered it correctly or not. With respect to Ethiopia, consider the following statements. Amhara has a border with both Sudan and Eritrea. Addis Ababa is situated in Oromia. Eritrea shares a border with only the Tigray region of Ethiopia. So, what do we have to see? How many statements given above is or are correct? Recently, what has happened that Ethiopia's government has on Friday declared a state of emergency in its second largest region, that is Amhara, because of clashes over there. And that is why these many regions which are in the news for such military issues, we have to know about them because UPSC loves to ask that. So, Amhara actually, let's see if it does have border with both Sudan and Eritrea. So, this particular map is going to help us. These are the many regions of Ethiopia. And here is the Tigray region, which is much in the news. All the time it is in the news because of the issues that arise from here. And as you can see, Amhara has a border with Sudan, but not Eritrea. Eritrea is over here. So first statement because of that is incorrect, right? First statement for this very reason is incorrect. Second, what is it saying? Addis Ababa is situated in Oromia. Oromia is another very important region of Ethiopia. That is why it is important for us to know which capital is situated in which region of which country, specifically those countries which are more often in the news. So here is Addis Ababa, okay, which is the capital of Ethiopia, and it is situated in the Oromia region of Ethiopia. Okay, next what is it saying? It is saying that Eritrea shares a border with only the Tigray region of Ethiopia. That we have to understand from here only. This is Tigray and here is Afar region. With Afar also Eritrea has a border apart from Tigray. So third statement because of that becomes incorrect. So first is incorrect, second is correct, third is incorrect. One not correct we had to select, 2 only will be the correct answer. So I've already told you the news and we have solved it together. Let's move on to the next question. Capital we have to match with the country. Okay, Niamey, Niger, Ouagadougou, Mali, Accra, Ghana, Monrovia, Liberia. So let us see how many pairs given above is or are correct. The military governments of Burkina Faso and Mali, they have warned against any military intervention in Niger because of the coup that is going on there. And Niger's neighbors issued a warning in joint statements which they read out on their national broadcasters on Monday, days after the West African leaders threatened to use force to reinstate Niger's deposed president Mohamed Bazoum. He is also asking for UN's help. So here is Niger, which is the country we are concerned with. Okay, so from that perspective we have to understand only actually Ouagadougou, which is also known as Ouagadougou, is the capital of Burkina Faso and not Mali. Here is Niamey. Niamey is the capital of Niger. Then I think Accra. Accra here is the capital of Ghana, and Monrovia is the capital of Liberia. That is definitely correct. Here is Liberia and here is the capital Monrovia. Okay, so from this perspective, specifically West Africa, it is important for us to know about the important capitals. So first is correct, Niamey, Niger, Ouagadougou, or it is also spelled as Ouagadougou. It is not the capital of Mali, but Burkina Faso. Accra, as we saw, what here? Accra is over here, and it is the capital of Ghana. That is correct. Okay. So first is correct, second is incorrect, third is also correct, and fourth, Monrovia is the capital of Liberia. That is also correct. 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4. Right. So 3 only will be the correct answer over here. All right. Moving on. Consider the following statements. Lake Victoria is shared among Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. And Lake Victoria is not a rift lake. Of course, for this you have to know what are rift lake. Rift Valley is created when tectonic plates move apart, and because of that there is the subduction and it is filled with water, hence lakes occur. But Lake Victoria has a different story. We will discuss that as well. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Let's know about it. So at least 20 people have died and 5 are missing after an overloaded boat has capsized in Ugandan waters of Victoria. Here is Lake Victoria. It is shared between Uganda, Tanzania and Kenya. As you can see over here, Uganda, and here is Tanzania, and here is Kenya. Okay, and Lake Victoria, you can see the equator is also passing through it, specifically northern regions. So Lake Victoria is actually not a Rift Valley lake because it was created when the surrounding regions of Lake Victoria, they rose up, and when they rose up, a depression was created. And this lake was not created because of tectonic movements. Okay, so from that perspective you have to understand that what are Rift Valley lakes, what are Rift Valley lakes and what are not Rift Valley lakes. Other lakes such as Lake Tanganyika and other important lakes that are situated because of the warping of, as in moving of tectonic plates away, when that creates a subduction, when their water fills up, that is a Rift Valley lake. However, Lake Victoria has occurred because of the surrounding regions, they rose up, and because of that a depression was created, and hence it is not a Rift Valley lake. Remember that. Okay, so what happens? That makes us understand the first statement to be correct, but second is also correct because it is not a Rift Valley lake. Both are correct, both 1 and 2 will be the correct answer. Okay, the Dorrah gas field is present in Mediterranean Sea, Baltic Sea, Black Sea, Persian Gulf. Because of this also, a lot of tension is going on between Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Iran. Now, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait are saying that the gas field which is situated in the Persian Gulf, okay, Persian Gulf it is situated in over here, as you can see, here is the gas field, Dorrah, and it is called Arash in Iran. Iran is saying I am also going to mine oil and important minerals from here. But Saudi Arabia and Kuwait are saying, no, this is our exclusive zone. So please do not try to raise tensions over here. So Dorrah gas field is situated actually over here. As you can see, here is Kuwait and here is Saudi Arabia, and they claim Dorrah. Dorrah is known as Arash in Iran. It is situated in Persian Gulf. So that is why option C will be the correct answer over here. Lebanon shares a border with. These are the pairs that have been given: Israel, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Israel and Egypt. See, Beirut explosion took place in 2020. Since then, many issues came to the fore, the kind of misgovernance and corruption that is in this country by the name of Lebanon. So Beirut explosion, because of that this question has been asked. Right now we are observing the third anniversary, we can say third year of such a huge explosion in Beirut, and here only protests are going on. Even Saudi Arabia is saying that please, whoever the nationals are there in Lebanon, please leave that area, because of course the clashes are imminent and very persistent over here. So this is the explosion site, specifically this is Beirut region, and it is of course Lebanon's region, and this is why this question has been asked. And as you can see, here is Syria and here is Israel. So for better understanding, here is the entire region of Lebanon, here is Beirut and it is very close to the Mediterranean Sea, and here is of course Syria, and then here is Israel. So it is sandwiched between two countries, Israel and Syria. Alright, and here only the explosion took place, Beirut the capital of Lebanon. Okay, so the correct answer here would be Syria and Israel. That is option A. Alright, now the Kattegat separates which two countries? Sweden and Norway, Sweden and Denmark, Denmark and Norway, Estonia and Latvia. Now this question has been asked because Denmark has recently sealed its borders following recent burning of the Quran that have affected the security situation. The Justice Ministry has said following a similar decision by the Sweden government. We are seeing that Quran is being burned in many European countries, and Denmark is also bearing the brunt of it. So here is Denmark, here is Sweden, here is Norway. And as you can see that this region is particularly infested by many sorts of protests that are going on. And that is why this region is in the news, and that is why you have to know about it. So Denmark, of course, is over here, and this is the Jutlandish Peninsula. Here is Kattegat. Kattegat actually is a water body, we can call it, and it is between Sweden and Denmark. And here is Skagerrak. Skagerrak is between Norway and Denmark. Norway is not on the map here, but still we can imagine for ourselves. Then Denmark borders Germany to the south. As we see, land borders Germany to the south. Here is Germany, and it is, Jutlandish Peninsula. Denmark is here. Jutlandish, remember that. Alright. And it is separated from Sweden and Norway by Skagerrak. Here I made you see it. And Kattegat. Here is Kattegat. Although the Skagerrak in Denmark is clearly considered to be part of the North Sea, remember, it is a part of the North Sea. The Kattegat traditionally in Scandinavia is not really attributed to the Baltic or the North Sea. That means it doesn't have attributes of the Baltic or the North Sea. So remember that, okay, because it could be asked in your preliminary examination. Here is also the Baltic Sea. Okay, let's move forward. So the correct answer will be, of course, I think Denmark and Sweden. Okay, not I think, I know. Denmark and Sweden. Consider the following countries: Venezuela, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador. The Amazon forest covers how many of the above countries? So why have I asked you this question? Because deforestation in Brazil's Amazon or Amazonia forest has come down a lot, and this is a 66% drop from the same period a year ago. This is of course due to the change of the president of Brazil. So the Amazon is actually a vast forest which covers mostly Brazil, but also other countries of South America such as Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French territory of French Guinea, and of course Brazil and Bolivia. Okay, so as we see in the options, Venezuela is yes, Peru is yes, Bolivia and Ecuador. Okay, so all the four will be the correct answer over here. All four will be correct. Okay, so these are the many countries: Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guinea. I have already showed you this on map, apart from of course Brazil. And the forest covers the drainage basin of the Amazon river, and 1 in 10 species in the world's known species reside in the Amazon, and that is why it is important to safeguard the biodiversity. It is also known as Amazonia or the Amazon jungle, and it has an area of approximately this much, representing over half of the world's remaining rainforest. Now, if a person travels from the Dudhwa Tiger Reserve to Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve in a straight line, that means like this. My line is not very straight, but just imagine. I will also show it to you on map. And then from Mukundra to Simlipal, and then again from Simlipal to Dudhwa. That means the person is moving in such a way, traveling in such a way that it is making an apparent triangle. Then which of the following pairs of tiger reserves will fall entirely within the triangle? So this is a very important question, specifically when we are observing such instances where we are registering growth in tiger population. These kind of questions could be asked, specifically visualization. So of course location should be known, and an approximate idea should be there. So this particular map will help you understand it. The person is moving from Dudhwa Tiger Reserve to Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve in a straight line in Rajasthan. Then from Mukundra we are going to Simlipal in Odisha, and from again Simlipal to Dudhwa. So it looks like a triangle, right? Now the options which have been given over here are Sanjay Dubri, Panna, Valmiki, Sanjay Dubri, Pilibhit, Valmiki, Bandhavgarh and Kanha. So from that perspective only we have to answer this question. Let me move here first. So yes, Pilibhit is out of the question because it is lying over here. Sanjay Dubri and Panna and Palamu, these are certain tiger reserves that are lying entirely inside this apparent triangle. So Bandhavgarh is also out of the question. We have to look for Panna, Sanjay Dubri and Palamu. Okay, Panna, Sanjay Dubri and Palamu. Yes, option A will be the correct answer over here. Alright. Moving on. So, which of the following states does not share a border with Haryana? Haryana has been in the news because of the issues in the new region, and that is why this question has been asked. So, if we look at this map is going to show us that Haryana shares a border with, of course, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Punjab. Through river Yamuna, Haryana shares a border with Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh as well. Okay, and this has been given on the Haryana websites, Haryana government's website. So do not worry about the facts. All right, you can also visit the Haryana government's websites and watch that. So from this, the given options, we can understand that it doesn't have a border with Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so option B will be out of the picture. Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, Punjab. Yes, these three are the states with which Haryana has a border. Okay, so option B will be the correct answer over here. Haryana government had decided to rename the district of Mewat as Noob, where we saw violent communal clashes go on. Mewat district is one of the districts of Haryana and on April 4, 2005, this 20th district was carved out of former Gurgaon and Hathin block of Faridabad district. It is surrounded by Gurgaon in the north. As you can see over here, we have Gurgaon or Gurugram. This is the region where the entire issues took place. We also see that Rajasthan is very close to it, Rewadi is close to it, Palwal and Uttar Pradesh is close to it. So that is why it is important to know these neighboring regions, because whenever violent clash occurs in one region, it can also impact the other regions from that perspective only. And as I have already told you about Haryana, still let's go through it. Haryana is a state in northern region of India and it has 22 districts. Nation's 17th and it's nation's 17th most populous, and this is the website's news, as in the information that has been given officially on the website of Haryana government. From there I have taken. The state borders with Punjab and Himachal Pradesh to the north and Rajasthan to the west. The river Yamuna defines its eastern borders with Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. As you can see, we have beside me, Punjab is over here, Rajasthan, then we have Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh and even Uttarakhand. Through the Yamuna river, it has a defined border with it. So that is why we are considering from that very perspective, because Yamuna defines a boundary between Haryana and Uttarakhand. That is why this question can be tricky. But if you know that there is no separatism of border questions, from that perspective you can say yes, Uttarakhand has a border because it is written over here. Haryana also surrounds Delhi on the three sides, forming the northern. Here is Delhi, northern, southern and western areas. Okay, moving on. Arrange the following water bodies surrounding Australia from west to east: Torres Strait, Gulf of Carpentaria, Timor Sea. Now, whosoever will answer it correctly, I will take your names in the upcoming segment. Let me take the names of those students who have answered the last question correctly. Okay, so Pooja Roy has answered it correctly. Riya, Swati, Pooja Gupta, Kaushik, Tannu, Nandini Prasad, Padmishri, Khushi Yadav, Beena Dwivedi. No, thank you, Beena. Mihir, then Abhishek, Muhammad, Simran, Bachu, Malinath. Yeah, thank you so much for answering the last question. Answer this question as well for your names in the upcoming class. Thank you so much for watching.